The process of rigor mortis describes a series of events that includes the steps of muscle contraction of the sarcomeres. The regulation of muscle contraction or relaxation depends on the signals received from the nervous system. The neuromuscular junction is the site of signal exchange. A neuron signal travels down the motor neuron's axon to the axon terminal. The nerve impulse arrives at a neuromuscular junction. The motor neuron signal causes the release of the acetylcholine neurotransmitters that diffuse across the synaptic cleft and bind to the receptors on the sarcolemma. The binding of the neurotransmitters reduce the voltage difference between the inside and the outside of the cell, which is called depolarization. Once the signal is received, the depolarization will then travel along the sarcolemma and down into the T-tubule, creating an action potential. The calcium binds to troponin, which is shown in green. Both tropomyosin and troponin act as the so-called bodyguards of actin, blocking its exposure to binding with myosin in the relaxed state. So troponin is activated by calcium, and this causes a change in the conformation of troponin, causing the tropomyosin to move away and expose the myosin binding sites on actin. ATP first binds to myosin, and this results in a high energy state. The ATP then hydrolyzes and separates into ADP and a still connected phosphate, and this process happens by the enzyme known as ATPase. The energy that was released during the hydrolysis reaction causes the myosin to change to its cocked position, ready to bind to actin. Myosin is in its high energy state at the moment. Myosin then attaches to actin to bridge the gap, which is why this step is known as the cross bridge. Myosin then expends its energy by moving through the power stroke and pulling the actin filament towards the M line of the sarcomere, which shortens and performs the muscle contraction. After the power stroke, ADP is released. However, the cross bridge is still intact. ATP comes and binds to myosin to release the myosin from the active site of the actin. ATP attaches to myosin to continue the cross-bridge cycle over again. However, with rigor mortis, the lack of ATP in the body results in the disability to break the cross-bridge and return the body to its relaxed state. As a result, the body's joints and muscles are stiff a few hours after death, just like so, and can last from 1 to 4 days. Muscle contraction ends when the calcium ions are pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. ATP helps to power the cross bridge by hydrolyzing, and it breaks the myosin and actin cross bridge, freeing the myosin for the next muscle contraction. Calcium ions enable the cross-bridge muscle contraction cycle since they allow the myosin heads to have access to the actin binding sites, which allows for muscle contraction. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a condition caused by pressure on the median nerve of the carpal. The median nerve provides sensation to the palmar side of the hand, including most of the fingers. It also provides nerve signals that help to move the muscles around the thumb. With pressure on the median nerve, there may be a dysfunction in the motor neuron signaling. Now, some of these neuron signals may not be able to tell the muscle to contract, which leads to numbness and a loss of sensation in the hand.